Alright guys, I'm here to review PWG's Mystery Vortex 3 Rock and Shock the Nation. So, sorry, everything's going to be reversed on camera. Apologize. But I did a Google Hangout because this video was going on too long, so I just wanted to upload it quick. So this video will have spoilers, I guess. I'll say who wins the matches. So by all means, if you don't want to hear that, you're just waiting for the DVD to watch it for yourself, by all means, exit out of this video. But so I'm going to get right into it. We're going to show you off the DVD first. There's a front with the Young Bucks and Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Roderick Strong. The back, if you want to, freeze it or whatever. And I don't even think you can see that. I apologize. On the side is a Super Dragon. I thought it looked really cool, so that was cool. And then the inside gets some gruesome. So kids, leave the room. But Chris Hero's finger just looks absolutely awful. I'll get into that when I talk about the match. And then the DVD itself is Super Dragon, of course. So I think the DVD itself, like everything, looks really good. So definitely a good-looking DVD. So let's get right into it, though. The matches. 7 matches on the card. And we kicked off with Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. So this match, I easily think it was so good that I think it shouldn't have been the opener, to be honest. Because when I think of opener, I think of really fast-paced and just not a long match at all. And I'm not saying this match was slow pace or whatever, but it was because it was really good. So I would say slow, but in a good way. Like it could have been mid-card, maybe even the match before the main event. I thought it was a really good match and really entertaining, like some crazy stuff. It was basically Ciampa and his knee strikes and such versus Gargano's enzuigiris, and Gargano escaped submissions. The ending of the match, though, Ciampa hits a brutal, powerbomb into his knees, but he did it in such a sick way. It was like a running powerbomb while he jumped and put his knees on the ground. So it was crazy. Good finish. I really liked it. Good match. I don't think it should have been an opener, though, because I thought it was that good. Monster Mafia versus World's Cutest Tag Team. This is a match I think should have been opener. Not because it was bad, but it was a really fast-paced match, and I thought this should have been a good opener. So, great double tag team moves from both teams. Monster Mafia, they were hitting moves I really hadn't seen before, to be honest. Ethan Page playing that great heel he is, showing his bare butt to everyone, taking Candice's face and about to put it on his freaking bare butt, but she hits a balls plex before he could do it. So I thought that was really funny. Josh Alexander, of course, this is his final PWG match, has neck surgery coming up, and Candice hit a reverse Hurricane Rana off the top rope onto him. So easily could have landed on his neck, could have landed on his head, could have further injured it, but this is what the man will do for professional wrestling and his passion. So hats off to him. And World's Cutest Tag Team did get the win, and they hugged Josh Alexander. Ethan Page held up his hand, and then hit a rock bottom on him for some reason. So Ethan Page gets the last laugh in the Monster Mafia ending. So, yeah, Josh Alexander, all the best to you, man. But a good match. Biff Music versus Timothy Thatcher. This is my first time seeing Timothy Thatcher in a match. Him and Biff Music basically mirror each other, very parallel. So, same ring gear, same type of colors, just, same, wrestling-wise technique and stuff. And it was not my favorite match. I either love a strong style match or I really don't care for it. It was all right. Like, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That match was great. And if you liked it, then that's awesome. But I don't know. For me, it just I wasn't that interested into it. There's slaps, though. I mean, some, you don't really hear a slap looking that brutal. These slaps that they threw at each other look like they were busting each other's eardrums. Like, one of them had to have pissed off the other backstage, so he was like, okay, I'm going to go out there, and I'm just going to beat him. I'm just going to actually hurt him. That's what it felt like. So the ending was really cool, some awesome submissions. Thatcher ended up hitting Biff Music's own submission move on Biff, and Biff was able to reverse it and then make him and basically choke him out. So Biff Music did get the win, and yeah, not my favorite match, but maybe you will like it if you do like the strong style stuff. So World Championship title match, Roderick Strong basically came out and said, since open challenges are the cool thing nowadays, I guess I'll do one. And, he just kept talking, telling everyone to shut up and stuff. And finally at the end, he said, you're all idiots. I'm not doing an open challenge. So he goes to leave, but Mike Bailey comes out before he can. Roderick Strong basically says, you know what, if you're going to be the guy I'm facing, I could probably beat you in 5 minutes. So the match was not 5 minutes, but it was freaking awesome. I don't know why, but I didn't expect much from this match. It exceeded my expectations. Awesome, awesome match. Just great stuff. Bailey played the underdog role so well. Roderick, of course, the great heel. And awesome match. These guys just blended well together, I thought. The reversals into, different moves, really, really good. And it kicks off really fast, and it gets just better and better, I think. So awesome, awesome match. Definitely, definitely check this one out. Next match, Brian Cage versus John Silver. It's the biggest man in PWG versus the man who thinks he's the biggest man in PWG. So John Silver actually threw around Brian Cage most of the match. I know that sounds, strange. Like you're like, no, that it should be the other way around. No, Silver did freaking power bombs, running power slams, hip tosses, throwing Cage around. Cage did an awesome job. He's a great worker. So he let Silver pretty much do anything to him, which I thought was cool. And it got slow at the end. Like I wasn't interested. Like it was cool to see Silver and his like insane strength on Cage, but I don't know, it just wasn't my favorite match. So Cage hit a big discus lariat on him. Got the 1, 2, 3. So next, Chris Hero versus Saber Jr. So basically, gruesome picture. How did that happen? So it was a previous injury. Apparently, get it right, still bleeding. So you're like, Saber Jr. versus Chris Hero. It's going to be technical lockups, feeling each other out for the first 10 minutes and then start picking up. That was not the case. Saber Jr. puts Hero's arm like this, kicks it on the mat, so his finger, hits the mat, and the cloth, unravels, falls off, bloody from there. Hero gets pissed and just starts rolling elbows, freaking huge kicks, big boots, elbowing him. Saber sold it so great. He'd be on the ring apron, and Hero would hit an elbow. Saber Jr. would not even grab for a rope, get hit, and just fall to the ground into the crowd. It was awesome. He sold it perfectly. Really, really good match. Like, I know their technical wrestling's, awesome, but sometimes I don't know, sometimes I feel like I want things to start picking up. I really want to see the crazy, chain locks and stuff. This match, I felt like never got boring at all. Just crazy, crazy arm drags, arm locks, finger locks. It was a target. You would think, oh, he's got a bloody finger. These guys respect each other. Saber Jr. isn't going to go for it. No. Huge target on his fingers and just went for it. Would put submissions, bend his fingers back. It was brutal. And it made my fingers and my arms hurt. It was that good of a match. So definitely, definitely check this match out. Freaking awesome stuff. And yeah, really, really good. So the main event was going to be Andrew Everett versus Trevor Lee. Basically, they said, you know what, we're tag champs. We're going to put on a great match. So fans were not buying it. Excalibur even said that they weren't buying it. They must have saw, the Young Bucks backstage because they kept looking back behind the curtain. And while Lee and Everett are grappling, you hear Matt Jackson yell, whoa, 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 wait a minute. So Young Bucks are out, basically said, we heard you won DDT 4. Oh, that's right, I forgot we won 3 of those. That's not that impressive. So basically they called him out, said put the tag titles on the line, and the match was ready to go. So it was a good match, and it could have gone longer, but I think the ending was really the main point of it, obviously. So I wanted more from these guys, but the ending is the main thing. So still a good match, don't get me wrong. A very good match, and I really enjoyed it. But the ending came where Rick Knox gets super kicked by Nick Jackson, of course. It obviously has to happen when Rick Knox is reffing a Young Bucks match. And that led to Roderick Strong coming out, hitting a sick kick on Trevor Lee. And this is the second time he has cost a team the tag team championships. He did it last time at DDT 4. So Ethan Page and Excalibur on commentary are thinking, does this guy just like to ruin matches and, let people win tag titles? And it became clear what his, what his goal was, I guess. And him and the Young Bucks embrace. They hug each other. And that leads to, most of the roster coming out one by one getting just super kicked. Candice gets super kicked. Johnny Gargano gets super kicked. Everyone's getting super kicked. So that leads to Rick Knox coming out. Rick Knox got his chair, hits Nick Jackson behind, and hits Matt Jackson on top of the head. Goes to hit Roderick Strong, but he gets a sick kick on Rick Knox. And then he just grabs him and just hurls him, across the ring. Looked like he killed Rick Knox. Sets up the chairs. He's about to do the end of Heartache onto the chairs. and the lights go out. So the fans start freaking out. Excalibur and Ethan Page are freaking out. The people taking their pictures. The flash is showing who it is. Yes, Super Dragon has returned to PWG, and him and Roderick Strong do a stare down, and the place is just going absolutely nuts. Everyone's freaking out. Ethan Page, Excalibur on commentary, freaking out, and Super Dragon grabs Rick Knox. Everyone's like, what? And then he hits the Psycho Driver onto him, onto the chairs. So it just looked like it killed him. Killed Rick Knox, and takes off his his gear, and they got the Mount Rushmore 2.0 shirts. So Roderick Strong, Super Dragon, and the Young Bucks are the new Mount Rushmore. So they're the new improved. That leads to a bunch of other people coming out and just getting super kicked. Biff Busick comes down and has the stare down with Super Dragon. And while he's having a stare down with him, Young Bucks super kick him in the back of the head, taking him out. So we almost had Busick versus Super Dragon. Mike Bailey comes out. He gets super kicked. Everyone gets super kicked, basically. That leads to Excalibur ripping off his headset, going in the ring, shoving Super Dragon, basically saying, what are you doing? Why would you do this? Blah, blah, blah. And he gets just clotheslined by Super Dragon. He sets up the curb stomp. The Young Bucks super kick Excalibur, and then Super Dragon curb stomps him. So they killed Excalibur, basically. They killed everyone. They started selling their T-shirts. Young Bucks bring out a box with their T-shirts and everything. Super Dragon pins Trevor Lee, and Roderick Strong makes the 1, 2, 3 count. So I thought that was kind of funny. And the biggest heels are freaking here in PWG. So it was just chaos at the end, just the Mount Rushmore killing everyone. And a very chaotic ending and a very shocking ending. So it went well with the name. So Mystery Vortex 3, Rock and Shock the Nation, very good show. I really did enjoy it. Thought it had some great matches. Some matches not the best, but it had like 3 matches. The opening was good, Strong was good, Zach's and Hero was really good. I would probably say Roderick Strong or Mike Bailey or Hero and Zack Saber Jr. are my favorite. I'd probably go with Strong versus Bailey, but Hero versus Zack Saber Jr. is just brutal. So definitely get this DVD. It's really, really good. And I don't think you'd be disappointed in getting this DVD. It's really good. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WRocks. And hopefully you enjoyed this review, and hopefully you enjoy Raw tonight if you're watching it. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a nice day.